So, I mean, I could look into it for sure and let you guys know. There's always some debate around the subject, but overall, people have come to a consensus of sorts.
Yeah. What you said about all the gods not being on the same side, that makes sense.
They don't always agree. I have to know which ones. I have to know which ones agree.
I mean, supposedly some gods were brought into existence just to be opposition to other gods.
Xenius and Delptor are clear examples, life and death. Xenius is life.
Yeah. Molly resumes pacing, but somewhat less erratically than before. A little bit more controlled.
Chase will approach Tiffany.
Yes?
797. Did you talk to your father?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up with you, actually. I have no clue what you're talking about. Okay, I don't think my father's Celesteela. And I don't think he's spliced.
797 is Madame Vu's number.
It was on the door. It was on the door.
What door?
The door that brought us together.
Door?
The door that brought us together. And Madame Vu was in that painting at your real father's house. That was Madame Vu. The painting over the fireplace, concealing the safe that had the stones in it.
I don't think she ever saw that.
No, I didn't, and this is the first you've told me. No, actually, you told me on the date, and then you ran off before you clarified anything.
I wasn't thinking straight.
Are you
ever?
ever?
I've ever been.
Are you ever?
797 is your father.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
He's behind something. He must know Madame Vu. Unless it's a coincidence that he happens to be connected with Tiffany's real father.
Well, you could say they're both connected through Emerald, but she's dead.
Maybe Emerald knew Madame Vu, and Emerald's the one who commissioned the painting that we put over his fireplace. Or, I mean, I had a character, I don't remember if it was a fireplace, but yeah. Are you going to talk to your father? Because if you don't get to him before I do, I could make things more difficult for you.
Speaking of, how's the thing with Flux going? It sounds like I haven't asked you about it since.
I'm going to go see your father.
Oh goody, no punching.
You better talk to him before I get there.
Thank you.
I agree that no harm should come to any family members, but...
Thank you.
Can we go back to the subject of the plates for a minute?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Now we get more.
So we know that 4, was it, are in Johto? But we want to get as many as we can before we cross the wall. And thankfully, thanks to Molly and Madame Vu, apparently, we know that we have 30 days. So there's still time to figure something out. We could check. Go on.
We need some way of trying to find Team Omni. If they're not beyond the wall, then maybe we can take the plates back off them.
No, I agree. I think that's what we should be looking at primarily at this point. Sweep the areas we last knew the other plates to have been first to make sure that they're not still there, and then turn our attention to finding Team Omni.
For the sweeps, are we going to need the full team? Because I do need to do armor crafting. That is going to take time, people.
That's a good question. If it's not too dangerous, we could always just send someone to scout. Molly and Bullock can maybe take a look from above, and if things look like they could be, bad, come back and let the rest of us know.
Yeah, Molly will go over and pat Bullet. She'll say, "We can do that. We'll do whatever needs to be done."
And he's still just been staring really at this point, sitting, and he still doesn't look too happy. He seems to perk up and blinks a little bit at the pat and looks to Molly and just gives a slow nod.
You will wrap things up, and you will wake up the next morning. Is there anything that anyone wants to do anything this morning?
Yes.
Specifically. Go ahead.
Cassie slept over at Tiffany's house?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is Cassie a late sleeper, early waker? What's going on?
Given that she has to take a rather early commute in order to get to her job, she'll be up fairly early.
Okay. Would Cynthia be up doing breakfast, or is Cynthia sleeping in? She had a busy night last night.
I'm sure that Cynthia would be up making breakfast.
Okay, well,
Cynthia's
Cynthia's doing
riser.
breakfast. Tiffany is grooming Ooh, telling Ooh all about what happened in the dream world, because that's what she does, and she's surprised other traders don't do this.
Cassie hasn't told Fern a thing.
Well, maybe Fern is getting groomed at the same time. It's a morning ritual.
Yay, happy
Also,
Foxy.
Fern, sweetie, I can take the hat and beard off now. All is Eve is over.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really had
yeah,
to
cold. Yeah, cold friend. We only wear those one day a year, but I wish it could be every day. I wish it could be every day. I like being a princess.
You're a very pretty princess.
And you're a very pretty wizard.
Oh.
You call me pretty. And like
You're
that,
very
like
pretty, cold friend.
over like hugs. Dude, so pretty much ruining all the grooming work.
Say she was going to groom Fern after. Good morning, Cassie. Sleep well?
Well, as I could have, yeah. How about you?
Well, all our post-Cresselia dream sleeps are usually good, so.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer a question, something you asked me the other day, gets up, goes over to cupboard, slides over a glass panel, pulls out a photo album, flip through, turn around, hold it out. My mom dressed as Tinkerbell, me dressed as Wendy, our last Halloween together. And her costume, way more scandalous than your mom's.
Well,
And
good
yes,
for
I
you,
helped
too.
sew it. Closes the book, puts it away.
Looks like you two were very close.
We were.
Well, I'm happy for you two. And I wish that things didn't end up the way they did. And I apologize for your loss, however that comment might have made you feel.
Well, now I'd worked myself up to be angry. Now you've diffused that.
Can I explain how things are from my end really quick?
Good.
All right,
Sits
and
down, gets back to grooming Pokemon.
she'll make sure that, Cynthia's out of earshot and all for this. And Cassie, did Tiffany sit down, you said?
Yeah, she's gone back to grooming Pokemon, but she's still clearly listening.
All right, Cassie will sit down beside her then, and she'll begin. So it's not so much just that she's dressing scandalously or whatever, right?
Okay.
The issue is that right now, I don't know how much of my mom is actually in there. I don't know how in control she actually is right now. And so if this were all her choice, I'd be okay with it. But until we get her checked out by a psychic, it just feels like this is all taking advantage of some drugged up woman, you know?
If it makes you feel any better, she came to me with the idea.
It doesn't, though, because
All right.
her mind was messed with.
To make her more agreeable, though, and this was her idea, it's nothing I came up with. As far as I know, she hasn't been looking through my photo albums when I'm not paying attention.
All right, I'm gonna go get ready for work. So
Yeah, go enjoy your shower. Then I need to start my makeup, and then I need to go. Actually, first I need to do my makeup. Then I need to go into work. Then I need to go track down my father and
Cassie
hopefully
will not
stop
stand
Chase
up
from
and
stop
walk
punching him. And yay,
Tiffany, your phone's gonna ring.
yay! I'm popular. Picks it up. Who is it?
It's Jefferson.
Of course. Answers. Hey, morning.
Hi, Tiffany.
You okay?
No. Honestly, no, I'm not okay.
All right. What's happened?
Well, I had a very lovely evening last night at the ball, and Miriam, she's a fun girl. We had a good time, but at any rate, it was a fun evening.
Okay.
And I come home and, well, I discovered a lot of things that I did not really expect, I have to say. Mother's been arrested.
Okay. For what?
She apparently was in cahoots with some sort of drug ring of some sort.
Oh, that explains the things in his trick-or-treat bag.
I mean, I know my mother's very capable of doing a lot of things. I just didn't think she would do that.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Oh, Tiffany, you know me. I'm always okay.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I would at least be angry. Or concerned or something. Have an emotion, they're great.
Oh, I'm furious. I'm definitely furious.
About...
It's just par for my course. It's just my life story. Everyone leaves me. My mother, you, Pimple. It's the story of my life, really.
Yeah, but I came back. Eventually.
Eventually.
Once my four friends kind of collectively smacked me upside the head and said, "Go. You're not being nice." And I'm trying to be a nicer person.
The Jennies asked me a few questions. I didn't know anything.
That's good.
Mom called me shortly after, and of course she wanted to have me talk on her character and, of course, defend her and all that good stuff. Of course. I mean, she's my mother. How couldn't I? Tiffany?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What do you think I should do?
I don't know. She's your mom,
She is my mother,
but
but
you have to admit she's not always the nicest person. Didn't you also think she's the reason Pimple disappeared?
I've always had my suspicions, sure.
And yeah,
I never confronted her about it.
kind of ended up at your house last night with you, and he ended up with some... I just thought he took too much candy, so I left while she was shrieking at me. And I found some really suspect stuff in his trick-or-treat bag, which I very promptly gave to a Jenny.
Okay, good. That's probably a good
So-
idea.
Yeah, she's... I'm sorry, I don't want to say this, but... I don't want to say distance yourself, but... I also don't want to say help her either.
You don't think I should help my mother?
Not if she's peddling drugs in our hometown. Or any
Okay.
town, actually, now that I've said that out loud. And using kids to do so, that's messed up.
It is. Like I said, I think that was low even for her. As ambitious as she is.
Your mom's a survivor. She probably has her law team in place. I'll be surprised she's not out on bail soon.
I'm sure she will be shortly. At any rate, I just thought I'd call you just to let you know.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. It's not exactly not exactly the legacy that I'd like to follow, at least.
No, but it means you get to carve your own. It's one thing to be a part of someone else's, it's another thing to make your own. And we're both very capable people of crafting.
I should start doing that more, shouldn't I?
Yes, yes you should. You are awesome.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you gonna be okay? I have to work this morning, I have to go see my father this afternoon, but wanna do anything this evening?
No, I think I want to be... I need some time to absorb this.
Okay, well, if you change your mind, call me.
I'll let you know.
Probably be up at the contest center. I need to start sewing some things.
All right.
Just don't hesitate to call me, okay?
I won't.
All right.
Have a good day, Tiffany.
You too. I'm sorry your night was so bad.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
He hangs up.
Hangs up.
Cassie, you're gonna get a text from Nevi.
Oh,
And all
as
it
I'm
says-
undressing?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, whenever you check your phone, you'll see that there's a text already waiting from her saying, "Hey, call me whenever is convenient for you," is what it says.
Okay. She would probably call once she's, on the bus or the train or whatever it is she's taking.
Hey, Cassie.
Hey, Nev.
So, things are kind of messed up right now, and I'm not really sure how to react to it. Oh, sorry. Did you have an okay Halloween last night?
Nah, it was shit. Sorry about yours, though.
Yeah, admittedly, I kind of wished I was hanging out with you guys trick-or-treating instead of working.
No, our trick-or-treating ended rather abruptly.
I don't know if you know, but being a cop on All Hallows Eve sucks.
Can't say I know from experience, but I can imagine.
People are really stupid on All Hallows Eve.
Well, with just the pranks and all?
Yeah, with the pranks and all. But anyway, I wasn't going to call to talk about that. So, my parents, they kind of got arrested last night.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh. How do you feel about that?
Am I a terrible person for saying I kind of feel like they got it coming? I mean, I love them, don't get me wrong, but I still feel like, karma kind of caught up with them finally.
No, I think that's one of the most appropriate reactions you could have.
I don't know, I just feel like really bad for feeling that way, but I do.
I get it. I'm glad to hear you still love them, but it's true, they were not the best of people.
I mean, it's hard, but I mean, they still raised me, they still took care of me, they put a roof over my head and fed me. So, which is something, I guess. Some people have it worse than that. Yeah, I don't even know. I figured they were always up to something, but I didn't think they would be up to something illegal. I mean, Mom's definitely all about cracking down on crime and all that good stuff, and I figured you would probably should know before you start seeing it on the news, because, I mean, having a governor taken in, that's gonna blow up.
Yeah. And you know I was part of the thing with your father, right? As in going in and...
Yeah, I kind of heard about that too.
I don't know if your sister contacted you.
She did. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm calling you.
No,
I just
no,
needed
no.
to hear. I just needed to hear from you, I guess.
I'm glad you called.
Part of me, I guess, missed you a little bit.
Aw. You know, I do kind of wish we were able to do something last night, to be honest, but things just didn't work out.
Yeah, we'll do it at some point. It's just really weird right now with, stuff going on with my parents, and the cops I know are gonna start asking me questions too, and not that I know anything.
No, for a little while, this is probably going to be hell for you, I hate to say.
Kyle's been really great about it, though. He's been good about, making sure that he shushes away the people that are asking me things unnecessarily.
Yeah, Kyle's proven to be a pretty good guy, huh?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. All right, well, I don't want to keep you from getting to work, so
Yeah, you talking is totally stalling this.
Yeah, just call me back whenever, and we'll figure out something to do later, I guess.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah, I'll text
All
you
right.
later, we'll figure something out.
See you, Cassie.
See you, Nev.
Chase will look for Cobblestone first.
Okay. You'll find Cobblestone at his usual area. Digging through the garbage again, looking for food. Oh! My friend, Chase! Good to see you. I see you
Cobblestone.
survived All Hallows Eve night.
Yes, I did. I felt pretty comfortable actually that day. Sometimes it feels like the only day I can go out and be myself.
I'm glad. I'm very glad.
What were you up to, Cobblestone?
Oh, just trying to avoid all of the hooligans out there. It's a popular night for them to torment people like us.
Yes, people like us. I know. So, Chase sits down. It's like, just sit down with me for a second here, Cobblestone.
Oh, of course. Sure. He sits down, and Cobblestone is on his shoulder and is right now nibbling on a piece of stale bread right now.
How long have we known each other? Would you say? I mean, my memory's sort of weak.
Almost a year, I would say. It's almost been a year since we first met.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite.
Kind of just seen you around town, right? Just started hanging out.
Yes.
And where did you come from before? Have you always been here? Have you always lived in this town?
No, I haven't always lived here. My home is very far away.
Yeah. Somehow I suspected that when I first met you. That's why I sort of got close. How far away would you say? Because sometimes I feel like I'm from a home very far away as well.
It's a place I don't think that you would recognize.
Just off the map, huh?
Yes, off the map.
Are you a good person, Cobblestone?
Me? Good person? I'm trying to be. I wasn't necessarily a good person before, but I'm trying to be now.
We all have demons in our past.
Yes, demons. And he eats a piece of bread from Cobblestone.
Chase will start drawing spiral.
Why are you asking me all these questions all of a sudden, Chase? Are you doing all right?
Sometimes I think I am doing all right. Feel like I'm the sanest I've always been. But there's this fine line between madness and genius. I think this.
All right.
I think those who say that they're geniuses are full of shit. I think bad men just end up in power and they get things done. Sometimes their guesses are right. Sometimes they're just lucky.
I'm not quite following.
Chase will draw spirals on the ground. And then he draws a hoop beside it. Then he draws a wand. Do these mean anything to you? Gotta think for symbols.
His eyes get a little bit shifty when you draw them. And, Chase, you don't want to ask me these questions. These are very silly questions. It's best if I don't talk about my past or where I'm from. It's best for everyone if we don't talk about where I'm from.
Do you know where I'm from?
No, I don't think, I didn't want to pry about your business, so I never really asked. Not because I don't care. I just didn't think it was any of my business.
I get it. I was just making sure I hadn't talked to you about it in the past. I got this fuzzy memory between childhood and somewhere in my late teens. Just a big hole in my memory. Sometimes I forget how old I am. Just wondering if maybe you knew me when I was a kid.
Oh, I can assure you, Chase, I definitely did not know you when you were a child.
You know Madame Vu?
Who?
Just someone I'm sort of devoted to.
No, I've never heard of that name.
Do you know a Cam?
He shakes his head again. Doesn't ring a bell.
Chase writes 797 on the ground. Does it mean anything to you?
He swallows a little bit. Where did that number come from, Chase?
Saw it in a phone number once, I guess. I don't know, I got a thing for signs and symbols and repetition. Sometimes I feel like the whole world is just a puzzle and I'm finding pieces. I think the image is getting clearer right now. I think it'll get clearer in 30 days. It's just a number though.
I used to own, back where I lived, I used to own a safe. That was the combination to my safe. Back home.
Back home.
Yes. I can't go back, though.
You, have no way of traveling?
No. And even if I could, I shouldn't. I'm a wanted man where I'm from.
Did anything I can help with?
Chase, you're very sweet and very kind, but trust me, I don't think you can help me with this problem. I don't think you can even begin to understand my problem.
Sometimes I can't really understand the things I'm trying to understand when I try to understand them, but somehow understanding is what I try to do. Do you know who Lobel is?
No.
Good.
I don't think I know that name.
Good.
I don't really have very many friends here, Chase. You're really one of the only few friends that I have.
Do you know who Professor Jacoby is?
He'll shake his head.
Good. You're not one of them.
One of who?
One of a group I've been trying to piece together.
Well, I don't know if I can help you with that, Chase.
If there was a way for me to help you, would you ask me?
No, Chase. I don't think that you should get yourself messed up with any of that situation.
I think you really are trying to be a good person.
Someone I cared about back home told me that too.
What was their name?
Andrea.
Never heard of it.
You wouldn't know her. But she was very important to me back home.
There's a funny thing that I said recently, and I almost set a person on fire.
You set a person on fire.
I didn't know that I could. But there was this phrase that somehow came to mind. That power exists to serve man. Does that sound familiar to you?
Who are you, Chase? He says as he leans in towards you.
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm glad you're on my side, though.
You can't help me, Chase. But I've come to terms with that a long time ago.
Sorry for prying, man. Just I'm just trying to chase down some answers. You know how it is. Gotta find the truth. And the fire shall guide me.
Well, good luck.
Have a good day.
You too, Chase. You too.
He pets Cobblestone on the head.
Okay.
Really?
Hi.
Meanwhile, a lot of people who are watching are probably like, "Oh my gosh!"
God.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
the
my-
pigs! The vlog. We gotta talk about this.
Ella, do you know who this is? Ella, you know who this is?
I got two possibilities.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, don't say. Save that for right now. Save that for right now. Chase, do you know? I mean, Shay, do you know who this is? You think you kind of might know? Okay.
I've had some theories I've been trying to play into.
All right.
I'll leave it. Yeah.
So, all right. So, meanwhile, I think Ella said that Noir is trying to do something early afternoon.
Yeah. Basically, during her lunch break, she'll go for a walk with the flower delivery that she got during the morning. But no one was at her apartment, so no one knew that. She would have booked the flower delivery like months ago when she first got the count. Because in Kalos, this is the day after Halloween is Hollows Mass or La Toussaint, which is a very important holiday. They get like a day off and everything. Well, I was originally going to have this day off, but she had to like switch shifts with someone, get a different day off. So during her lunch break, she'll walk to the cemetery. This one that she walks past on like the way to work, and she'll start going to like the untended graves and stuff, and start putting chrysanthemums down, and she'll just and just like take care of them and stuff, because she has no grave of her own to visit to take care of, so she's just going to take care of these ones. She just has a very private moment there. She kind of looks at some of the graves and thinks, I wish I could just talk. Wish I could just talk to you. Not thinking of the person in the grave, but thinking of someone else. goes off to, leaves after she's done there, goes to like a culty bookshop or something and buys a book on seances.
Nice. Good. You can easily find one. Yeah.
Cool.
With all the psychics, seance books is something I'm sure you can purchase. So, okay. Tiffany, you're going to get a call in the afternoon.
Okay, around what time? I'd say she'd probably be at work till around noon.
Around 2 or 3 o'clock, I would say.
Okay, she would have been home by then.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, it's Kyle.
Hey, sweetie, what's up?
Tiffany, I was wondering if you could get your group together and come to the station as soon as everyone's available after work.
Sure, what's wrong?
We have a new lead.
On...
So, remember the Team Rocket base that you guys were nice enough to clear out for us?
Yeah.
We set up some of our officers there. I knew that there was a plate that had been stored there, and we got a visit from 2 individuals. Splicers, I believe.
Really? That is fabulous.
Yes. We have them at the station.
You were able to subdue them? No injuries?
They killed themselves before we got to them. Same way that Sharad did.
Of course. I'm
but
sorry.
We have them both here.
Okay.
But I thought that the 5 of you might be interested in seeing the bodies. I don't know what you would get from them, but they didn't have any special form of identification or anything.
All right.
But I thought I would let you all know.
Okay. How are you holding up? In theory, these are people you knew from your childhood.
Supposedly, I don't recognize them personally. If what Ian is saying is true. But maybe Ian would recognize them.
Or Molly, yeah. Okay.
Or Molly.
I'll send out calls and... yeah.
Tell Cassie we're trying to be more competent.
Oh, that girl. I don't know how her mom is so sweet and she's the way she is.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
I'll be waiting.
All right. Hangs up. Sends out mass text to everyone, relays information. Should be free around 4, sends that as well. What's everyone else's schedule? Sends that as well.
Chase is already on his way to the station.
Okay, he's on the station. All right.
No, he's on his way to the station as soon as he gets...
Yeah, yeah, okay. Sure.
Well, Tiffany needs to go talk to her dad, so... That's why 4.
Molly takes a while to read it. And then she'll just give her the end of her work schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say 5-ish maybe.
And she'll text that, but also give time because of travel and stuff.
Sure. But apparently Chase is getting there early.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle.
Because Chase doesn't have a job.
Yeah, because Chase doesn't have to work.
Sorry.
All right. So Chase, you're gonna get to the station before everybody else does, and the Jennies will take you over to Kyle's office. His door is ajar, but you can knock or just go in.
I'll just go in.
He is going to be at his desk, and he'll look up and he'll say, "Ian."
Kyle?
Good to see you. Where is the rest of your group?
And then he checks his phone again. He's like, "Oh, Tiffany said 4. Sorry, I came early. I knew you had 2 people here that I might recognize."
We do. If you want, we can wait for the rest of your group.
I should
You're
probably
welcome
wait.
to hang around, or... All right. Can I get you something from the kitchen? Maybe a cup of coffee or something? We also have Danishes, I think. Somebody made some for the officers, but I'm sure I can sneak one for you if you'd like.
I wouldn't mind grabbing a bite to eat, yeah.
He'll go and get he'll go and get you some stuff from the kitchen. He'll come back and he'll hand it to you and says, "How have you been doing, by the way, Im? We haven't really had a chance to talk in a while."
I've been busy making friends, showing people around town.
Really?
Just trying to learn things about people I've known for a long time, but for some reason, my brain's been a little bit muddy, as it seems yours has been too. I definitely need medical attention at this point. But I feel like feeling the pain allows me to just know that I'm still fighting for something. But I have a question to ask you because something's come up about getting memories back. Would you ever take a procedure to dig up any of the old memories that you've forgotten?
If you asked me a few months ago, no. Now, possibly.
You a little bit worried about what you might discover?
Yes, at least I was.
At least you had a good family after the orphanage, so your memories are good ones.
Sorry if yours were not.
I don't remember a lot of them. It would suck if you remember something that makes yours not so good. It's funny because it's something I've never thought about. I've never thought about what it would be like to have good memories. It never seemed like that was a part of me. I feel like when it comes to identity, I have a little bit of trouble understanding who I am. And I think it's getting to a point where I don't want to say it's getting worse, but when you start learning things about who you could be, it almost makes it harder to try to be who you want to be.
I can understand that.
At the Team Rocket base, I ended up losing control of myself. Ended up attacking Cassie because someone took me over, but I was long gone before that moment happened. I think I would have attacked anybody who got in my way. I only had a single purpose, which was to protect Cynthia.
Which you succeeded in.
I did, but I was willing to do a lot of things that I would never have considered before. I don't think I was acting like myself.
So you're a little bit afraid of yourself.
I'm afraid of the potential.
At that, Lux is going to start pushing his face into your stomach.
When Lux pushes his face into his stomach, you immediately feel a ridiculously sharp pain in your stomach. Very, very sharp pain.
Ow. Lux, don't hug
Skirt's
me.
back.
And I lift up my shirt. I'm like, Kyle, I think I need help.
You lift up your shirt and your stomach is discolored. Like your abdominal area is discolored.
Glares at you.
Ian, what happened?
Sometimes solutions, they're not always...
I'm no doctor, but that looks infected.
That's what the body's for. It's to fight it off. That's why they give us immune systems.
And during this time, I don't think that Kyle noticed it immediately, and you might not have noticed it immediately, but you are perspiring right now. Pretty much ever since you spoke with Cobblestone, you felt a little feverish, but you've been like, nah, it's nothing. But you've been kind of feeling a little feverish all day. But now you're like starting to sweat a lot. And maybe you originally thought maybe it's because with all the lights, that's why you're feeling so warm. But now you're starting to feel a little nauseous too, and your head is starting to spin a little bit.
I might have done things. Might have pushed myself. I cut my stomach open to hide PB&J.
Okay. He picks up his walkie-talkie and says, I need a doctor in here now. Please send me one of the Joys here now.
I'm sure
he gets over to you.
I just gotta walk this off.
No, Iam, he takes his hands and he places them on my shoulder. Sit down, stay seated. We're gonna have somebody take a look at you. That, what's in your stomach right now, that color, that's not normal.
It's just a spectrum of possibilities, really. Maybe it's a sign that I got a ways to go. I gotta get this body prepared to deal with these kinds of things for the future. And he starts
that Lux just presses hand into wound.
Oh god. Okay, yes. Yeah, it hurts so much you cannot help but to yell out in pain. Not like ow, but like yell out in pain. Okay, Lux, don't do that.
Oh, you have no idea how much he's cursing right now.
One of the Joys is finally going to enter in, and she's gonna have her bag with her, and she's immediately going to start. As soon as she sees you, she's going to have a very surprised look on her face, and then she's going to put a thermometer in your mouth, and she's going to put the blood pressure cuff on your thing, and then she's going to start examining the wound, and she'll say, "Sir, your stomach is inflamed. It's infected. We need to get you over to an emergency room right away."
That's not right, though. That's not possible.
You just said that you cut yourself open to put something in your stomach, though.
Yeah, but I can't die.
I assure you, Iam, you can die.
The gods wouldn't let me die.
Okay, Iam, we need to take you to get some medical attention.
Iam starts thinking of the recent gift he just got. He's like, you don't understand. The gods wouldn't let me die. They can't. There's a purpose. And he calls upon the gift to heal injuries.
Okay. So that's the new gift that you just got?
Bounty of Life.
Okay, Bounty of Life. Alright, so Ian, you're going to call upon your gift, and there will be this aura that emanates from you, and then your fever breaks, your sweat, your perspiration stops, and then your stomach starts to change back to its natural color and starts to shrink back down. The Nurse Joy looks at it in surprise, says, I don't believe it. And as soon as she sees that, the Nurse Joy immediately gets down in her knees, and she starts praise Mew, basically genuflecting, praise Mew. and Kyle's just kind of standing there dumbfounded.
I told you. I can't die.
Okay, that I was not expecting.
I've never expected otherwise. I think the gods gave us this gift just in time.
All right. Well, just do me a favor and don't start walking on water or changing water to wine.
Oh, come on, why would be fun?
Well, we still got 2 doors to open, so we'll see.
Miss Joy, Miss Joy. Oh, yes. How about we keep you around just so you can monitor him at least for the next few hours? And if you see anything else wrong with him, then definitely do whatever you can. But if for the time being, just stick around. Oh, of course, Lieutenant, of course. You are very blessed, sir.
I know.
And the nurse Joy says, I'm just going to be down in the kitchen area, I guess. Just let me know. I'll be back in an hour to check up on you again.
Thanks for your concern, though. I really appreciate it.
And the nurse Joy will leave. Kyle will kind of lean back and then he folds his arms. And he says, I hope you don't let this get to your head. Okay, so you can cure infections. That does not necessarily mean you're invincible, Ian.
I'm trying to challenge that idea.
Slaps him upside the back of the head.
I would rather that you don't test that. Unless... I wouldn't test that.
Lux is glaring at you. At Ian, just to clarify this.
Yes.
Ian, you realize I have to tell Tiffany about this.
I would assume that you'd say something. I mean, she's definitely been telling me I needed help, but...
She'd be upset at me if I didn't.
Listen, man, I had faith. I had faith. That's what we all need to have. We're on a mission right now. As much as I would have appreciated Tiffany's help, it's not a way to prove anything. It isn't about mortals anymore. And I don't believe in the legendaries as gods, but they're powerful beings. And if they want to call themselves gods, let them call themselves gods. And if I ever come out of this, who's to say I won't be?
All right. Well, let's hold that thought for a moment. I need to get a few more of my paperwork done, so want to just hang out over there, Chase. If you need to have something to read or keep yourself busy, we have plenty of things for you to keep yourself occupied with.
Chase will put a hand up to his head as if he's confused, and then he'll look at Kyle and he says, "What thoughts?"
The thoughts that you were telling me about the gods and how you essentially are the Messiah.
What? He looks at his stomach and he's trying to feel for the wound. And he sits down.
Ian, do you not remember the conversation we just had?
You said you were going to go get me some coffee and donuts, or some coffee and Danish.
Okay. He walks over to you and he pets a pat on your shoulder and he gives it a squeeze. Just sit right there, relax, and we'll wait for the rest of your group. Okay?
Okay. Can you get a Nurse Joy just to take a look at me, please?
I think I can get one for you. Yes, I'll get one for you. He will go and get the Nurse Joy again. And she will look at you, but you won't have a fever. I mean, there's nothing physically wrong with you. So you'll still be as healthy as you were before. But eventually, the rest of the group will come to join the rest of you in the office.
Yeah, Nawaz is flicking through the book. If you're a reader person, it's like the most cringiest way of reading a book because it's just like bending the spine and
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Those poor
yeah.
books.
I will break your hand.
The skill of so having seances is a very, very cool practice that many psychics, especially mental psychics, I mean, all psychics are mentalist, but like telepathic psychics, it's very attuned for telepaths especially. And it's just telling you how to do seances, how the seance can be done with one or even a group of telepaths. Obviously, with a group of telepaths, it's more powerful or more accurate seance readings. The book just warns you that some telepaths are gifted with a gift of being able to do seances and some are not. So it's really hard to tell. There doesn't seem to be any scientific way of knowing until you try it to see if you're gifted in it or not. So, but anyway, that's what you have read up to the point when everybody gathers around. And Kyle, as soon as he sees everyone, he's going to offer all of you something to drink. And when he sees Tiffany, he'll go to her and give her a peck on the cheek.
Aww.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, sweetie. How'd it go?
Thanks for coming.
Pauses, looks over. He got here first, didn't he?
He did. He was.
I'm sorry, I left you on chasing duty. What do you do? Nothing looks on fire on your desk. That's a good first step.
He doesn't remember, but we had a very interesting exchange just now.
Okay. Over.
He looks over at Ian again, and then he says, he was infected. His stomach was infected with something.
Ian!
And then he healed himself.
Going to move past Kyle, go into a room, smack him upside back of head. Healing! I have a first aid kit! Why did you not say anything yesterday?
I felt great. Why would I say anything?
He's fine now. A Nurse Joy just checked him out. He's fine now.
Okay.
But he was essentially saying a lot of very strange prophetic second coming words that I didn't quite understand.
He does that. Part of the joys of chase sitting. We'll have to discuss this at length. So, let's go look at corpses.
Yes. Right this way. Kyle will escort you down into the morgue. And there, on the table, will be 2 bodies. One body has very rough looking skin. Male. The other body is relatively pale, and her hair is wavy, and has a very sea greenish tint to it. Sea greenish tint. I'm gonna ask Chase and Molly to roll focuses for me, please. Focus rolls. Chase, you do recognize these two people. Rocky and Polly. Rocky and Polly. Ian, Molly, anything?
Molly shakes her head.
Yep. I know who they are.
Huh?
Rocky
Who are
D'Souza.
they?
And he points at the one, Rocky D'Souza. When this kid made up his mind, he was very hard to shift. And that one right there is Mary Graffenheim. Into writing. Prolific liar.
She was also a wielder of water effects somehow. She was able to control water. We had quite a bit of a hard time getting to her. This man, however, seemed like his skin was so tough that not even our bullets could penetrate through his skin.
Rock?
He was a bit of a powerhouse.
Don't suppose you're able to penetrate his skin now?
We can, but again, it's still very tough.
Open Rocky's mouth and check the teeth. Same way?
Okay.
Did they go the same way as the first one?
I'm getting out of character, I'll say
yeah.
And you also notice that there are tattoos on them as well. The Team Omni symbol, I presume.
Do you think they all have this symbol?
They all have the symbol. They got
Also,
it. They all got it tattooed at the same time. By Anne.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
Is it just them and Kyle in the room right now? Hark?
Yeah, just them and Kyle, only.
Okay. Then while they chat, Cassie's gonna walk over to Polly and drop her backpack and pull out a syringe.
Okay.
Yeah. And assuming, Kyle doesn't stop or whatever, she's gonna take a blood sample.
Kyle's not stopping you.
Cool. Then she'll continue to work without a word.
That's why he called you guys here. You can do whatever you want to the bodies.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Glances at Chase.
At this time, like, Noir's kind of like, you might catch some perceptive people's eyes, like the book and just in her arms.
You okay?
Just gonna put it down, like, forget it. It's like a little seance book. I don't know if that would do anything for anyone. Or...
You are? You okay?
Yeah.
What book is that? Kyle asks.
It's a book about seances, apparently.
Maybe we could use that and have a chat with these guys.
Yes, I just started reading it. Guess we could try. Apparently, some telepaths can do it.
So doing a seance does require a few things. So first of all, they say that a circular table is best. You're going to need some candles, and the candles, there's diagrams on how you should arrange them in a specific way. And then the seances actually are a lot, for whatever reason, the seances are a lot easier to do at night than it is during the middle of the day. But then from there, it'll just talk about focusing exercises and what the psychic or telepath needs to do in order to try to reach the dead, the spirits of the dead. So are you suggesting we try to contact their spirits?
Yes, that could be a possibility. Since the only witnesses we have about this group are dead.
You know, I was going to say something sarcastic, but you make a good point.
And you're used to, crossing over.
I've seen crazier things from you all, so I'm willing to give that a try.
Anyone know any telepaths? Apparently this works better with a group.
But that would have to be a group of telepaths that we trust to let in on all of these secrets.
Yeah.
Do you all know any other very powerful psychics who happen to be telepaths? Out of character.
Well, Deja, darling, but I don't know how to contact her.
And Sabrina's used for other purposes.
Wait, what?
Molly just looks at Ian. Molly just looks at Ian at that.
What?
I trust
Oh.
Noir. I trust in Noir.
We'll just bring it to the psychic rally, call it a team building exercise.
That's true. When is their next meeting?
Is it within 30 days?
I still subscribe to get emails from them, so...
That's true. Yeah. I don't think they're going to have one anytime in the immediate future. Not in the immediate future, so...
We're going to do some trust fall exercises, except this time you're going to fall into the world of the dead.
Yes. It's just an icebreaker.
Okay.
A seance icebreaker.
Exactly.
Everyone, get in a circle, hold hands.
Well, I'm willing to try, at least. I was doing a seance for different reasons. But that
All right. So tonight,
is an auspicious night.
do
Yeah.
we need to do anything to prepare?
I'm sure we'll need supplies or something.
Yeah, candles, a circular table, nighttime.
Do you need like a crystal ball or something?
Flick through the book. Hey, Cassie, you're good at like sciencey stuff. Wait, no, this isn't sciencey.
Can I roll an occult education?
Sure.
Just while she's rambling?
Sure.
Just like looking through the book, looking for like what she needs. What?
22? Yeah, actually, with that, maybe you would have... Maybe Cassie had done some light reading as well about seances.
I
All
imagine
the
she
slumber
has and just
parties.
dismissed it like long ago.
Yeah. So crystal balls can be used. It's not required. Traditionally, crystal balls can be used as a focus. Maybe if you're a beginner, that would make things a lot easier for you if you had a focus, like a crystal ball. The other thing that both Noir would know from the book and Cassie just knows off the top of her head because she just knows
Because
occult
she's
stuff
Cassie.
like that, because she's Cassie, is that it is way easier to... There's a lot of factors that could go into making it easier. And another factor is if you know the person really well, like if you have a actual deep connection with that person, then you'll have a lot more easier time reaching them. If you have an object that person possessed that was really important to them, a significant object of theirs, that would also make things easier. But without those things, if you wanted to reach out to some random stranger-ish dead person, it would be a lot harder, especially if you're just doing it by yourself.
Okay. Then Cassie will nod and straighten up a little bit, let a bit of a sigh, and say, well, especially since this is your first go, and given that it'll just be you making this connection, the crystal ball isn't necessary, but probably recommended as a catactus focus to better harness your abilities. Now, if we're trying to contact these two people, it's going to be very difficult considering we have no idea who they are and really don't have any of their worldly possessions. We'd be much more likely to be able to get into contact with a significant other who has passed away, like a parent or a sibling, if we had an object of theirs. So the more alienated you are from the person, the more difficult it is, and the less physical means you have of still tying them to this world, the more difficult it will be. So keep that in mind, I suppose.
Chase has pulled out his knife, and he's cut away the Omni symbol off of one of them, while Cassie is doing her rant.
Okay.
Molly is surprisingly...
Very, because it's softer.
Yeah.
Personal possession. I need help with the other one. I don't think that's safe.
Cassie will give it a double take and then just
help medical roll?
You can roll a medical roll. What is a medical roll for?
Helping Chase, so we actually get it off in a good piece.
Oh, sure.
25.
Sure. Yeah, you can help with that if you'd like.
Once she understands the crazy, she will help.
And once Cassie finishes too, she'll look at Noir and give a little nod and say, does that line up with the stuff you've been reading?
Yeah, what I've read so far, I kind of started this afternoon, but I've heard of seances before. The word did originate from a Colosian word, so it's definitely something I've heard about, whispered.
Are we trying this tonight then?
Traditionally, this is a day to Honor the dead.
All right.
Yeah, it just might be difficult. Just keep that in mind. As long as you're
Yeah.
willing to try it, I'm willing to try it.
Or maybe having some people who once knew them as kids might help with like the energy and calling them here.
Yeah, or maybe having pieces of their flesh.
Yeah. The book
Which
doesn't
Molly
really
is surprisingly
mention
okay
having-
with.
Yeah, they don't really mention having the bodies and flesh being a thing, but I'm guessing that could help.
Molly's like, I would have just drawn the symbol on a piece of paper and
Well,
tried
you
to
need
use
to be
that, but-
personally connected to them. Can't get much
Well-
more personal than a tattoo.
Yeah, it was literally connected to them. So,
Although-
Besides,
Looks at them, just like, are they have jewelry or anything?
Kyle,
I would say that they don't have any jewelry on
Okay.
them.
Never
They
mind
don't
then.
have any jewelry.
and they didn't, I assume too, when they went into the rocket base and were apprehended and everything.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't. They did not.
Did they have Pokeballs?
Ew. Question.
No.
They went in
They
naked.
They actually don't have Pokeballs. In fact, Sharad didn't have Pokeballs either.
No, she didn't.
Interesting.
They do, however, have a bunch of random Pokeberries, though, in their possession. Random Pokeberries.
Could we see said berries? And
Yeah.
identify them. At least we won't go home empty-handed, Riz says jokingly.
And again, other factors for Noir, location is also a big factor too. Like obviously if it's the person's house or if it's a place of significance of the person.
Current place of rest for the body.
Having a seance in a holy structure actually would help too, because the holy structures would be attuned somehow to the dead. Having it in some place like a cemetery would actually be harder because there's so many dead spirits in a cemetery. Like it's just too busy. Like it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So you would probably get a lot of extra noise if you're in a cemetery.
Other people jumping into the conversation.
Yeah, so imagine having
I need to contact my long lost cousin.
Yeah, I imagine Morgs would be horrible. Be like, hey, I was murdered. Can you catch my murderer?
It just makes me think of the end of Mean Girls, though. Like, the girl who just showed up there crying.
she doesn't even go here.
But I have so many feelings.
You didn't even die here.
Could Cassie also successfully get blood from Rocky? Just because he's tougher, would they be able to?
She can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay, blood samples. She'll just have 2 little vials.
And I'll also point out, do we want to contact anyone else during this seance?
How about we just do this first and there's time after, or do you need stuff ahead of time?
I'm just saying if we want to contact anyone else, we might need objects significant to them.
We'll do business first, but yeah, if we have time, make sure you have objects.
Then I will need to go home.
So let's meet at a temple.
Which one? Give me directions.
Temple of Mew?
Pulls out
There's
phone.
not a bunch of notion there. They might allow us.
This one?
Which city?
Saffron?
Saffron?
This one then. Pulls out phone. Okay.
Yeah, Mew
Well, I
Temple.
don't know how many new temples there are. Tiffany's not religious.
There are more than one. Yes.
Exactly.
But yes. There is one in Saffron.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to go home and get an urn, and I need to go poke a sleeping dragon. I should be back. What time are we starting?
At least sundown is what they recommend. At least when the sun is down.
It's 4-ish now, so more trying to set things up because Tiffany has travel time to take into account.
When would you be ready?
Around 8-ish.
I don't think any of
Okay.
us are too rushed.
Also, you need to assemble your own supplies and secure the location, and
Yeah.
And you need to talk to your father.
yeah, that's what I was also gonna go do, Chase. I know. I spent the last 2 hours before I came here sitting around his estate. He never showed, which actually is not that surprising. He's probably at the office. I haven't been to his office in years. What if everyone at the door still remembers me?
On that note, actually, where's Cynthia right now?
That is a good question. Out of character. Where is she?
I'm assuming she's at your apartment. Probably watching Netflix. Is my guess.
Sue was with her keeping her company, and Fern. Very strict orders were given. She's not to leave, and you're not to let anyone in.
Would Fern be with her?
Would Fern be with her? Yeah.
Yes.
Right now, Fern, you are watching Netflix with. I think she's watching The Real Housewives right now. She's watching The Real Housewives. Yes.
She's not quite
very
desperate yet.
intently. It's like
She's not quite. Yeah, not quite desperate yet.
Both of the Pokemon are watching, like, very fascinated.
Maybe if Chase doesn't start calling, she might start turning desperate.
Oh no!
Come on, Ian, you got this, bro.
Gold friend,
Chase can come in. Chase can come in and start turning water to wine for her.
Exactly. That would be useful.
yeah, you.
Gold friend, do you think Real Housewives actually act like this?
I don't know. But Cassie's mom wore like an outfit like that one did during the Halloween episode. So maybe they always cook a lot and they're really friendly.
Oh, if Tiffany and Blue Hair friend get married, then do you think Tiffany will be a housewife like them?
I don't know. They have a lot. I don't know why they're called housewives. They keep going out of the house all the time.
Huh. Wow, that's weird. Is that?
Are they married to the house? What? Or they're to these weird guys? I don't know.
Wait. Can you marry a house? So
Well, I
how
guess
can
so. They can...
how can they make an egg with the house?
Wait, why did I have to make an egg?
This show is weird. This show is very weird, Cold Friend.
I don't understand it, but Cynthia seems happy.
Okay, well, if she's happy, then I guess we're happy.
Yeah.
Technically, in the Pokemon universe, if you are a Pokemon, you can marry a sandcastle.
That's true.
Technically.
And you can marry an ice cream cone, and you can marry
A sack of garbage.
a sack of garbage, a fridge, a washing machine, a lawnmower, a fan. So
Sack of garbage. That reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
oh,
Sorry.
But houses are different.
oh.